Well, I thought coming off of Thursday, where I thought we played our best game of the year, I was concerned about a letdown, and I don't think initially we had that. I thought we came out pretty sharp, and had a good start to the game. We had some stops, and were able to, I think, get up early and take control of the game in the first half. But I think once we got that, we had the second half. I just think it's been an emotional, long week this time of year, and I thought the second half we did that letdown did come a little bit, especially on the defensive end, and giving them 54 points in the second half is obviously, they only had 31 the first half. Obviously, we had a letdown there, and on the boards. I think the first 12 minutes of the game they didn't have an offensive rebound, and to give them 14 offensive rebounds, just too many chances. But it's great to not be pleased and have a win. We haven't had that for a while, and so and there was obviously some good things. You scored 90 points, and Deshaun Booker's playing at a high level right now, and and we got some other people. We're back to playing, our centers, tandem a little bit, trying to keep them coming at them. And, we have 25 points and I think 8 rebounds at our center spot, in their 40 minutes. Alberts is stretching the court, and Jordan Roberts is growing and every week and getting more confident and better. So I like the direction we're heading at the right time of year, and hopefully we just have another good week. And we've got try to take care of business on Wednesday, and we've got one game and like 12 days before the tournament. So we have some practice time too.
When you had the tough losses at the end of that slide, you said you thought the team was a lot better than that, and that they would face the adversity. They had. You've won 4 straight. Big win at Santa Barbara, especially considering the way the last game went here with Santa Barbara. Is it just that dealing with the adversity that's been the difference in your mind?
Well, and just sustaining our play, just like even today. Even Thursday, when I think we played our best game of the year, we came out at half and let them go on an 8-0 run. We just got to sustain who we are, and I think we're getting an identity of who we are. We just got to be consistent with it. And again, that slide, if you look at it, was 5 possessions, and we're probably in the league hunt. Instead of 3 and 8, we're probably 8 and 3. The margin for error, and so much of it's mental and confidence. At the end of games. I think every game but the one at Hawaii with 10 minutes to go, we had the lead or down 1 or tied. I mean, we're gaining. We've been in some close games, and I think we're gaining that confidence that we can close them out. And we did that on Thursday, and today, when we had our letdown, we have some confidence right now, and we don't panic and get ourselves back on track.
Coach, you mentioned the 4-game win streak and how things are just clicking right now. So only a game and a half outside the second seed in the conference. When you finish the regular season finale and going into the tournament, what would you say is the biggest thing for the team to focus on in order to keep up the success?
I just, we just got to concentrate on doing our jobs. And I think when we get tired or frustrated, and this week I think it was fatigue some, we deviate from what we need to be doing. And because when we're just not trying to do too much, and active and doing what we need to do, I think we have the ability to beat anybody in this league. I think we've shown that throughout the league, and I think our guys we're building confidence in who we are at the right time. And I like the direction of the way they're going, not just physically but mentally. And so much of it, I remember about 2 weeks ago I met with Deshaun and Timidayo in my office, and Deshaun said an interesting thing. He said about 90% of our issues right now is just mental, and we just got to get ourselves in the right place. And I feel like today we weren't there the whole game, but we were there enough. And Thursday we're in the right place mentally for 40 minutes. And if we can do that, I like the direction this team's going.
In direct
Come on, guys.
to the shooting, they made 12 of their last 14 shots. You were holding them to 35% up to that point.
Yeah.
A lot of those things were part of what they try to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, defensively, you did play a good game because it's a team that wants to make you disorganized and frustrated.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they made 12 of our last 14 shots because whether we were playing the scoreboard or whatever our agenda was, we lost our jobs. We started doing other things and weren't concentrating on that end of the court good enough. And I think again it was as much mental as physical. And we've just got to stay consistent, and no matter if we're up or down. And again, how many 17, 19-point leads have we had this year? I mean, you got to go through some of this, not just on the bad end, but on the good end, to finish people off. And we did we came out and I don't think we had the intensity to start the second half on the defensive end, and never really. We had to go zone, and they just missed. And I hope they missed some, and instead of dictating like we did early in the game. And the fun thing about this is we won 4 in a row, and we can play better. And we didn't play as good as we did Thursday, and I think our job is Wednesday. We need to play our best game of the year, and we're. But it certainly was good enough today. I mean, but we got things to work on, and that's fun as a coach. If they just buy in and continue to do their jobs, it's a team that, like I said, can go to that tournament, and I think they'll believe in their hearts and in their minds that we can win that tournament. And that's again the mental part of it is if you believe you can win it. We all know how much you can get done if you have a belief in it.
Coach, you said that you're going to be working on getting better for Wednesday's matchup. What are you going to be telling your players this week to get ready?
Well, you don't have a lot of. We're going to have about 5 days to just work on ourselves, and we're going to do that on Monday. I told them we're going to call it Fundies Monday. We're just going to have a fundamental day and just. Just do an hour of drills and just take time to slow down and work on our passing and work on our rotations and dry run our offense and just so everybody knows their jobs right now. It's just getting them refreshed in the little things, because we tell them the little things make the big things happen. And then Wednesday or Tuesday comes quick, and we got to prepare and play. And then all of a sudden we've got 8 days off before the tournament, and I've never had that before since I left Gonzaga. Gonzaga, when you go to the NCAA tournament there, they always have a week between the West Coast Conference tournament and because they go a week early. But it's been a while since I've had a full week going into a tournament. But I'm looking forward to it because, again, if we can go and get a win on Wednesday and have 5 in a row, we're going to take a couple days to get their bodies right and get away from each other for a weekend. We've gone. This will be 8 straight weeks of 2 games. Because we started the league with a bye and end it with a bye. I don't know if any team in America has that besides us. Where we don't have a time for them to get away and just have a couple days to refresh their minds, to sleep in 2 days in a row, that kind of thing. And we've taken some Mondays off because of that, but. Taking a Monday off when you still have school is whole different than taking a Saturday and a Sunday off, and that's what I'm hoping we can do next week. So it's not just getting better by doing stuff. It's also, I think, we can get better by resting and getting away.
Deshaun, if we included the time you hit the floor tonight, you probably had a triple-double. When you're playing a team that's doesn't have a problem with knocking guys to the floor and doubling you and knocking you off stride, do you like that? Is it an advantage for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I understand they're doing their job and trying to keep me from doing what I do, and I just have to, figure out a way to be effective while they're still being physical and playing physical like that.
Deshaun, how much of a factor did it play the fact that their guards were a little shorter, that you were more aggressive attacking the rim tonight and going to the line?
That was a big thing. They're a little smaller, so I didn't mind. I knew going to the basket I would have a lot of time and area to finish over them, so that was a good thing. But he always wants me to attack early, and when we're in attack mode or when I'm in attack mode, it's easier for him to get shots, and it's easier for Tim and Mason and J-Rob, for those guys to get going as well. So it's not just me type of thing.
You just spoke of being in attack mode. How did you feel about the game flow tonight? It seemed like it was very up and down. Do you like that kind of game where you're out pushing the pace?
Oh yeah, I feel like that's the most fun way to play and the best way to play.
Brian, you've been in a pretty good rhythm the last couple of days. How have you found your shot, and do you think it's going to carry on for the next couple of weeks?
He went over to Germany for a week and found it over there.
No, I've just been putting the reps in, and guys been looking for me, so I'm just do what I do. I mean, when I catch it, I'm shooting it.
And you've got 6 seniors on this team, and in the same way, they haven't had full 4 years here. These
Right.
2 guys have been here 2 years, and we're just now appreciating their game. How is that going to help you as far as the last game and going into the tournament?
Well, we've that's a great point. Is we're old, but we're not that experienced, and we basically have we had Deshaun and KJ came from junior college, and Brian came from Gonzaga, all for 2 years. So, and they always say if you get a junior college guy, if you get a good year from them, you're lucky, because it takes. I don't care if you've been at a high level like Gonzaga or a national junior college like those guys are. It takes time to adjust to what you're doing, and they're adjusting at the right time. I just think our comfort level, is at an all-time high, mostly on the defensive end. I really was excited about how we defended Thursday and then the first half today, and I just think that we had a letdown, and we've got to that comes from not being in that position enough. Hopefully, we'll get another chance on a 19-point lead and take it to 25, type of thing. But this senior group has been a different one than I've ever had. But they're doing it at the right time, and we're getting them to buy in to a role, to have success. And I think they really complement each other well. Like I said about our centers, going back to having them sub for each other the last couple games. I mean, our numbers at the center spot are off the charts right now, and if we can keep them, doing that, it's awesome. And then, Brian today, their face guard in BA, and that just leaves so much room for Deshaun. We're setting on balls and going to Brian's side, and really. He had 16 points and about 8 assists because his guy, couldn't come off, because he's shooting the ball so well, and it just opens the court for him. And in other games, when he helps off, then Brian's able to get more shots. So they really complement each other well, as do, like I said, our 2 centers. We're getting Timmy back, hopefully, in a little better offensive flow, and Mace has had an unbelievable year. He's just really anchored us through Timadio's injuries, and now all of a sudden he's got 14 points just finishing, and again, a lot of that comes from Deshaun's penetration. So I like how they're playing, and even though Mason and Timmy are the only 2 that have been here for 4 years. They all are playing like seniors right now.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.